Press, and you're watching The Break. The Guardian and Al Jazeera have reported that 600 African migrants en route to the United States are now stranded in Costa Rica, in the border town of Paso Canoas. The migrants reached South America by boat after traveling for 4 months, hoping to reach the United States to seek asylum, but officials have now blocked the route to the U.S. mainland. Experts from the International Organization of Migration say that the route to reach the U.S. border has never been much of an issue for African or Latin American migrants trying to reach the United States. It is only with the new regulations set in Costa Rica and Nicaragua, which are the next steps in reaching the U.S. after Costa Rica, that has caused the blockage. The government in Nicaragua has recently started sending migrants back to Costa Rica. Costa Rica, which typically has a relaxed policy as it relates to migrants, has now been forced to change its policy on migration and deal with the 600 migrants at its doorstep. And the Costa Rican government does not have the authority to deport the migrants because it doesn't know which countries the migrants come from. Many of the migrants do not have legal documentations and have not been very forthright about which countries they come from. Some have said that they are from Congo, but it is not clear to officials if they are indeed from the Republic of Congo or its neighboring country, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Officials can only hold the migrants for 30 days before they must release or deport them. As of now, the Costa Rican government says that it does not know what to do with the migrants. On the other hand, Somalis have started a campaign to stop its citizens from leaving the country and encourage them to instead stay home. The #DiMashHoHagadan hashtag, which means don't buy death in Somali, started on Twitter by a Somali journalist, Abdur Mohammed, who felt that it was his moral responsibility to speak about migration after a migrant boat drowned last week in the Mediterranean. The boat was filled with mainly Somalis, and the Don't Buy Death hashtag encourages Somali to not risk their lives paying traffickers money to reach Europe by boat, but to choose instead to stay home and rebuild their country. In an interview with BBC, Abner said that if everyone left Somalia, then who would be left to rebuild the war-torn country? He also said that despite the insecurities in Somalia, Paris, Brussels, and Boston have too experienced attacks. Abner told the story of his cousin who left Somalia for Europe, but was unhappy and struggling with low-paying jobs and no legal documents. And the UN Refugee Agency reports that this year, over 26,000 migrants have arrived in Europe by sea, an estimate of 1 in 30 of whom will die en route. So please, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on migration in this story? Should other Africans be encouraged to stay home and work on rebuilding their countries? Or should they be allowed to seek a better life elsewhere? Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and thank you so much for watching The Break. I'll see you next time.